Do you struggle working from home? If you're like me and like most people in the world, you actually do, because most of us, we've been trained to work in an office. So when coronavirus hit and we suddenly had to start working from home, a lot of people got stressed out about it. The good news is you don't have to be stressed out. So I'm going to share with you today 20 habits for building self-discipline while working from home. Habit number 1 is to just start. Writer's block doesn't just affect writers, it can affect anyone. It basically means that starting a project is always the hardest part, but don't just stare at the blank page. Just start as soon as possible and then plow on. Like, you can always go back and fix it later. So that's tip 1, just start. So habit number 2, or tip number 2, is the 1 minute rule. If a task takes 1 minute or less, finish it right away. This helps you reduce your to-do list, which makes you feel significantly less stressed. So if you can do it, just do it straight away. So habit number 3 is to start your day early. The more you do early on, the freer the rest of your day will be and you'll feel super productive. This is so true for me. Like, on those days when I'm being lazy and I don't want to get out of bed and I start work at 10, I actually feel like I've wasted most of the day. So if you can, start your day early because you'll get more done, and then you have your evenings to do whatever it is that you want to do. Habit number 4 is to eat the frog. If you haven't read that book, Eat the Frog, I would highly recommend it. I've actually partnered with Audible now, so if you don't already have an Audible account, you can get 1 free book with them. I will put a link to their site in the description below, and I would definitely highly recommend Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. So this means that you should do the biggest and most unpleasant task first. It's better behind you than in front of you, so get it done as quickly as possible. Do the hardest thing, the most unpleasant thing first. Habit number 5 is to block out distractions. So try to get into a flow state. So invest in noise cancelling headphones if you need to. This makes things easier. Don't turn on the TV. If you're like me, you get distracted easily. So if I want to do actual work, I have to work outside. I usually work in back garden, because if I work in a sitting room or in my bedroom, I'm going to have the TV on and that's going to distract me. So I'm only going to be given a fraction of my attention to the task at hand. So find out what it is for you. If you need to move to a different working space, if you like I said earlier, need to buy noise cancelling headphones, do what you need to do to just block out all your distractions. Habit number 6 is to schedule your rewards and downtime. You can't be focused for 8 hours in a row, it's just not possible. So make sure that your downtime is scheduled. So that means scheduling your breaks, scheduling your lunchtime. You could also try the Pomodoro technique and see if that helps you. Habit number 7 is sleep. Sleep. Your sleep the night before will directly impact on your productivity today. So make sure to give this high priority. They say that we as adults need between 6 to 8 hours sleep in order to function properly the next day. So if you're gonna have an early morning, you might need to go to bed a bit earlier. Habit number 8 is exercise. Oh, this is something I really struggle with. With gyms being closed, I've actually been working out at home with my brothers. They're like my little personal trainers, but not everyone has that. So, working from home can mean getting 0 exercise. So make sure this isn't the case by going out and running, or by lifting weights at home, or walking. Walking is a great way to do some exercise. So whatever you can do, just do something. So habit number 9 is to get some sunlight. Failure to do this can have similarly negative health and focus consequences. I find that when I've just been stuck in the house all day, everything sort of starts to look the same, and it actually makes me feel a bit down. Whereas when I go out into the sunshine, I put my face to the sun, I actually get some new vitamin D, and that makes me feel a bit better. So I know that some places are more sunnier than others, but just going out and getting some natural daylight, natural sun, if you can, will highly improve your mood when you're working. Habit number 10 is to eat properly. Breakfast is especially important if you want to be productive, so aim for a filling, complex carbs in your breakfast. And you can also try shakes if you're like short on time, or if you wake up a bit later and you need something quick, or a protein bowl. There's so many things that you can do. Just make sure it's something that you actually enjoy and you can do on a regular basis. Habit number 11, and I'm smiling already before I say this, is to dress for the job you want. Don't work in your pajamas all day. It sets the wrong tone for the day and makes you feel less productive. Trust me, I have done it a few times while working from home, and yeah, those days are not my most productive days. So if you really want to be productive when you're doing things, you need to, just like you would if you were going into the office. So it means getting up, getting dressed, getting showered, maybe in a different order, but actually dressing like you're going to work will help get your mind right. Habit number 12 is to use Notion. So you should try this amazing app for note taking and project management, and I will put a link in the description below. Habit number 13, or tip number 13, is to get an Apple Watch or a smartwatch. So not only can you use a smartwatch to put your notifications on your wrist, so that's keeping you away from your phone, it can also consistently display your to-do list. So a tip or habit number 14 is to try study videos. So these let you work alongside someone else who is being productive. Many people find this very useful. Habit 15 is sensory deprivation. So sensory deprivation means using noise cancelling headphones or large screens to block out as many distractions as possible. I know that some people actually go into sensory deprivation chambers. I would recommend doing that. I've not actually tried that, but I do know people that have recommended it. They've done it like once every few months to just sort of get their mind realigned. When you're working from home, you can just try the same thing using noise cancelling headphones and large screens to block things out. Habit number 16 is to separate your downtime and your work time. So when you finish work, you should not engage with your work in any way. So you should just leave it. That means turning off notifications or having a separate work phone. I do have an awesome blog post on how to schedule your day to be more productive, and I will put a link to that in the description below. Habit 17 is to get social interaction. Social interaction is highly important if you want to stay sane. So try calling people at lunch, or doing Zoom calls in the evenings just to connect with friends, because one of the things when you work from home is that you can start to feel a bit isolated, especially if you're in a house by yourself or you're not with anyone else who's working from home. So maintaining those social interactions is good just for your mental health. Habit 18 is to be inspired by what you do. This might be easier said than done, but if you're inspired by your work and you're passionate about it, you'll find it to be more intrinsically motivating, and you'll actually want to do more of it. So I do have I feel like I'm always saying this, but I do have a blog post and a video about finding passion in your career, and I will put the description links to that in the description below. Habit number 19 is to start tomorrow's job. So start whatever you have to do tomorrow before you clock off tonight. So that prevents you from having to start a new task first thing in the morning, which is really hard to do. So once it's already started, you're like, well, I just need to finish it now. So that's just a little mental trick to help. And habit number 20, our final habit, is to create accountability. So tell your clients you'll send them your work as you complete it. Now you have to do something useful with your time. Otherwise, you're going to look bad in the eyes of your client, and it's not going to make you look professional. So yeah, create an accountability partner. So if you like, for instance, if you work for yourself, then maybe letting your partner know or your family members know. It's just about being accountable to someone so that you do what you say you're going to do. That also builds integrity in your character. So yeah, so that's my tip. Create accountability. So that is it. Those are 20 habits for building self-discipline while working from home. I hope you found them useful. I hope that you will implement them into your daily life. If you are going to implement them, just let me know in the comments below. Let me know which ones resonates most with you, which ones you're going to use, which ones you don't really agree with. I'm always interested in hearing what you guys think. And if you want to connect with me, I will put my socials in the description below, and you can always contact me at my blog. I blog at nefeoguntoye.com. And with that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!